start recording now.
Okay.
Okay, everyone, good evening, and thanks for joining me for the second
Hi.
session.
Hello.
Second session, second time, second take, however you want to put it, of Girls Positive, which is just basically like a space where we want to like conversate and just share some stuff that is keeping us positive, not just during lockdown, but just like in general. So with me this evening, I have Shauna, I have Jody, and I have Nicole. So thank you so much for your time, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shoot with some questions, and then any of you guys can go in whatever order you want and answer the questions, and we can just like chat a little bit about it as well. So maybe let's start off with maybe just what you do for a living. You don't have, or as your career, you don't have to share anything personal. Just like a quick like brush over of what you do, and then I'll start with the first question.
Okay, so I'm Nicole. Hello everybody. I am a microbiologist and part of essential services at the moment. So we actually didn't close down and worked throughout. So yeah, I'm actually happy about that because I'd actually go crazy at home. So yeah.
I like many of it.
Okay,
Well,
that's
I'm
my part.
I'm a pastry chef, and with the whole lockdown, the whole hospitality industry basically shut down. And as a chef, you are on your feet like most of your day. So for me, lockdown has kind of been like, what do I actually do during this time? But it has made me realize, like I was saying as we were chatting earlier, how much I appreciate what I do for a living. Like I am so privileged to be able to do what I love every single day. So definitely given me that realization.
Cool. I guess I'll go. Hi guys. I've been introduced already, but to tell you a little bit more about myself and what I do, I am like a perpetual student, so I'm still studying. I'm 31 and I am doing my PhD at the moment. And what I focus on a lot is how climate change impacts freshwater organisms. So at the moment, I'm studying freshwater fish, and they are highly endangered. So there's a lot of conservation behind what I do. And at the moment, during lockdown, I'm not able to go out to my sites, but what I am able to do is continue with my research and writing my PhD. And what's been a real blessing is that a lot of the groundwork has already been done before the lockdown, so I'm able to go on with that. And I really thank God for me being able to be in this position. So yeah, I'm really thankful for that, and that's what I do.
You guys like have such interesting careers, and it's so weird because I'm like thinking now as you guys are saying, and I'm reflecting as well, and so I can kind of relate a little bit with Shauna because I also work in the hospitality industry, and I'm also so thankful that I still have a job because it's not like tourism and travel is at the top of anybody's list at the moment. People are just like, they've kind of buckled in for the long stay in their homes and wherever they are locked down, and it's actually such a privilege to still have a job in this industry. And I think for all of us, just like Jody said, to continue with our research, and Nicole to be a part of essential services, I think like you are definitely one of the frontline heroes here, and it's like so good just to like say that we all can still play our part, you know, as part of our businesses and companies. And And so because all of us are at home and we're doing what we can, and okay, Nicole, you are still going in and out to work every day. What is keeping you positive during this lockdown time? We are 35 days in it already, and like people are going mad. Like, people are losing their minds.
No,
Like
that is
such
very true.
crazy stuff is happening, like on the news, like things that don't even make it to like the broadcasting platforms, but that we see on our social media, and like people are tweeting, and it's Facebook and it's videos, and it's like crazy. What is keeping you positive during this lockdown time?
Me personally, so I'm on social media a lot now, and I try to put out positive messages every day. And that's kind of what keeps me grounded, because of I do a lot of that exact thing. I like put out positive messages, and by doing that, I stay positive, knowing that I can. If someone does read my things and they like do message me and they say, "Hey, thank you for saying this. I actually needed this today," and also the fact that I'm actually not at home plays a very big role, because I will absolutely go insane if I was at home all day, because I
Mm.
won't be able to, because
Yeah.
as Shanali said, I also stand all day. So if I was at home, I'd be like just standing around all day. So no.
Holding up the walls of the house.
Exactly, that's what I'd be doing. So yeah,
Tough.
that's kind of what keeps me going through this
Yeah.
time.
Mm.
I think for me, like she was saying, you stand all day, probably like 2 weeks. During the day, I'm like on my feet the whole day. I'm doing this and I'm doing that, sorting out this, sorting out that. And
Yeah.
see today, like day 35, that actually took a nap and I felt so drunk getting up from what? Like, what is this? No, this life. Um, but what keeps me positive is um, I exercise often, and that's kind of a way to help me deal with any anxiety or thoughts or just want to process something. So, when I wake up, I exercise every morning,
You,
just to
Shauna,
clear
that
my.
that you do, I
Wow.
don't think that's exercising. That's like legit, like
That's
I don't even
amazing.
know like all the terms, like benching and
I
like
wish I
push-ups
wish I
and
was that
Benching.
like
dedicated
I don't know.
to
I'm just like saying
exercise.
random words.
Plank.
Oh,
That's
that's
all you
not
need to
that
know. Don't do
thing.
that.
Yeah, plank, plank, plank.
It's more like yoga type of mixing up your workout just to kind of get my mind busy. And
Yeah.
definitely, I'm a person who can't really share feelings when I'm speaking, so I journal, and that's a way of
Oh,
writing my
nice.
thoughts down, actually posting
That's cool.
what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, my ideas, what. So that's what kind of what's been keeping me positive, and also baking. My
Yeah.
family are so happy that I'm actually home to bake for them, because when I come home
Mm.
from work,
Nice, man.
I don't want to
Mm.
bake, I don't want to see the kitchen. So, um, me being away from the kitchen is actually making me appreciate doing
Mm.
that. So actually enjoy being in the kitchen at home and baking for my family, cooking for them. So yeah.
Wow.
What have I been doing during lockdown? Um, what keeps me positive? And this may sound silly. Okay, well, the first thing is if I didn't have an active prayer life, I probably would have committed a crime by now. But
For
I
example,
thank the Lord for His grace daily, His example. But what really keeps me like energized and happy is tending to my plants and
Yeah.
playing with my pets and going outside and like helping my mom in the garden and stuff like that. It's really been a nice time to sort of work on those family relationships because we have nowhere else to go. We only have each other. And
Yeah.
so there's been more time spent talking to each other, doing outdoor activities together, and my heart just really longs for the day when we will be in heaven.
Mm.
And, you know, that's what our lives will be like. Like, we will be spending quality time with
Hmm.
Jesus every day. And yeah, that makes me excited because every day is a day closer to Jesus coming. and I can sit here and I can mope and I can say I can't go anywhere. But yeah, those things really keep me, they keep me energized. But not to say that there's no arguments or anything like that, but the grace of God, the grace of God. That's all I'll say.
I can I can totally relate to that on your word now, Jody, of like inspirational and, like bringing the spiritual focus in of like our end game kind of being just the second coming and being spiritually motivated and knowing that the Lord is real and he walks with us and he talks with us, like especially during this time of where we have this abundance of being quiet and being on your own and in your own space. Okay, not all of us are privileged to have private space in our homes, but for those who do, I mean, even your bathroom can become a private and personal space, where you just go and sit and like just be on your own. But in terms of just bringing the spiritual aspect in, what is inspirational to all of you? If you want to share maybe any quote or Bible verse or anything that you've read or seen lately, do you want to share with us any particular quote that's inspirational for you and why?
Am I starting again? Okay. I'll go. My favorite, it's a quote. It's just the saying that I say that I obviously got somewhere, but I can't remember. And the quote is, "Grow through what you go through," and that I think we all do. We all have to do, because I'm pretty sure none of us can say that we haven't had hardships in our life. And obviously we went through those things, and by doing that we grew, because obviously if we go through something similar every time, and then you can say, okay, this is what I've learned from this, I can maybe take this and then put it to work and then see how it goes, and whatever the case may be. So my favorite quote that I always use and that I always say to everyone is, grow through what you go through.
For
That's really
me,
cool.
it's not really a quote, and I think it kind of links in with what you were saying, and it's Proverbs 16 verse 9, and it says, let me actually read it. The heart of man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. And it's comforting to know that we might have our plans and we think this huge mountain is in front of us, but it's comforting to know that God actually walks through it with you. And if you just lay it in front of him, you don't have to do anything. He will actually just show you the way. And me share something with you what happened with me last year. I was at a point in my life where I felt like I'm ready to take on a new position in management, actually, because we train students every 3 months. We have different students coming in, and we have to train them in our menus, how things work in our kitchen, how to adapt things for clients who have different dietary requirements and things. So I felt like, Lord, I'm ready to go into this new venture, into management. This is what I want to do. And I prayed about it, and a friend of mine was telling me about this workaway program. I'm sure Natasha probably heard about it before, I'm not sure. Also, hostel is the agency where you can work overseas. So I thought, okay, let me go for that. I sent through my CV, my resume, and they probably like 2 days later called me for the interview. And I went for the interview, and everything went well to the point where they wanted to actually help me get my documents ready for a work visa. And I was like, whoa, before we get everything sorted, I need to let you know that I'm Adventist and I can't work on the Sabbath now. In the hospitality industry, it's 24 hours.
Yeah.
Work day in, day out. You don't literally have a life. There's no shifts. You come in when you need to, and that's it. And they were very straight to the point, and I said, like, well, look, it is a 24-hour business, international, and they're very strict on the rules and things with regards to that. So I was like, you know what, it's fine, I don't mind. God has a better door open for me, so you will make a way. And probably like a month later, I got called from an agent actually called me for a management position at the Cape Grace Hotel, and I was like, "You see, God, like, look, this is why I wasn't supposed to go
Mm.
overseas."
Yeah.
And I went for the interview. The interview went so well. I was actually blown away about how well it went. And I went for a trial shift. And a day later, they called me. It's like, we want you. Do you want to take the job? Like, it's for you. And I said, of course, I want this job. It's management
Duh.
at a hotel. The pastry chef is amazing. Of course, I want the job. And they wanted to get my police records done and papers done. And I was like, I didn't tell them I'm Adventist and I can't work on the Sabbath. And I was like, okay, before we get anything done, this is what's happening. I'm Adventist and I can't work Friday sunset and on a Saturday. And they were trying to negotiate with me, going back and forth, like, can you work every second Saturday? And one thing my mom always tells me is, if you honor God, God's going to honor you. And it was
Mm.
such a hard decision to make, to say, unfortunately, I can't take this position because it's something that I've been praying about, something that I've wanted to do. But, and for a long time, I was like, Lord, you said if I honor you, you're going to honor me. Why didn't you let me
Mm.
get this job? And for a long time, he was silent. And it was a time for me to kind of battle with myself, battle with him and my thoughts and things like now, how everybody's going through the emotions, anxiety and things. And um, funny enough, this year, before lockdown, um, they selected me to be youth leader. And it just gave me a reminder of God, like God has his plans. We have our plans, but God funds his will. And it's a position where, yes, I'm not getting paid for this, the work that I'm doing, but it's a management position where I'm leading youth, where I'm
Mm.
learning about myself and it helps me to actually lean on God to lead these young people and learn about
Mm.
myself, relationship with him. And also, when I think about it, if that actually gave me a realization when I this lockdown thing happened, and I thought about a few months ago. It's like, if I had to get the job overseas, I would be jobless right now. I would have had to come home
Mm.
to nothing, to no work, and
Yeah.
it just made me realize that Lord, God knows literally everything. We can't see past our thoughts and things. So
Mm.
He literally saved me there, and I'm privileged to still have a job and be able to actually work with so many people who has lost their jobs, who doesn't know
Yeah.
where they're gonna have food for the next day. So
Mm.
yeah,
Preach.
Thanks for
sorry for the
sharing that.
long.
No, no.
Um,
No,
it's
you
fine.
go, girl.
Jody.
If I can just share like one statement that defines me, it's this. It says, I am a cat person. So everyone that knows me knows that like maybe 20% of my world revolves around cats. But besides that,
That's
I'll
very
share
high
with
above
you.
the average, yeah.
I just love them, guys. Like, I can't even tell you how much I love my cats. They are my babies, my
How many
little
cats do you
puccinis.
have?
Yeah, I
So
think
two at the moment.
Oh, okay.
But
I think we were a bit worried
I
there.
always have one. But guys, I am actually getting married, so it's not true what they say about cat ladies.
Yeah.
They do actually find someone. So
So you like the
yeah, no, if
one, not like the
no, I'm the one. So one.
The rule.
Yeah, no, I love them, and just like your cats. Anyway, so now on a more serious note, I shared with my mom something that I saw this morning, and something that made me very thankful and grateful, and just like really touched my heart. And this is the most powerful and the shortest sermon that I've ever heard. And it was on the shortest verse in the Bible, which is Jesus wept. And basically, Jesus didn't cry because he didn't know the outcome. He knew that he was going to raise Lazarus from the dead. So he wasn't weeping because he was sad. He already knew that he was going to do a miracle, but he wept because he felt the humanity, and he felt what Mary and Martha were feeling when they were so sad that their brother had died. And because he loved them so much, he felt what his friends were feeling. And so he wept because it was a human emotion, and he also showed them um, how much they meant to him and how much we mean to him. And so, even though Christ already knows the circumstances that He's going to bring us through now, and He already knows that whatever challenges we're going through now, even during this lockdown with the virus spreading and all of this stuff, He already knows the end goal. He already knows what He's going to do and not going to do. But His heart still feels for us, His children. And so every single time in my life when I've had a really low period, and I've struggled through the years with this. When I've had really, really low periods, I realized that Christ was weeping with me when I was weeping at my bedside, or when I was weeping in prayer, or when I was weeping because my heart didn't feel loved and didn't feel um, like anybody saw me. Christ was actually weeping with me, and he wept with me even though he knew, Jody, at the end of the day, I'm going to bless you. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that for you. And I can tell you now that I have been so blessed. And I feel so thankful for that little message, and that one verse, that shortest verse in the Bible, that gives us so much power to draw from day to day, is to know that Christ is really with us. Even when we don't feel it right now, we can already see what's going to happen. And so that for me was so powerful. Like, I drew so much strength from that today. And so I have to share that.
Thanks so much for sharing. Yo, you guys are deep.
Cats.
Yeah.
So deep.
Yeah, like it's so interesting that that we can just like rely on this idea of faith, and knowing that even though we don't know, we can know that if we trust in God, and that if we have that kind of connection, that spiritual connection, if it is us that are Seventh-day Adventist Christians, or I mean, whoever is listening to our conversation this evening, Muslims out there, people of different other religions and beliefs, some that are atheists that don't actually believe in God or anything specific. It's important for us to know that we were created with this thing in us to worship and to be dependent on something and actually someone higher than us and bigger than us, and to be inspired by that. And so I'd like for us to kind of share, if there's someone famous that is positive out there that inspires you, share with us, like, who is it that you deem inspirational for you. I see we have like 10 minutes left on the clock, so maybe we can just quickly share that, like on a lighter note, someone famous out there that you wish that if you could meet one day or see or say something to, who would that be?
You guys can also go first, but
Cats.
who I am really inspired by is God and Jesus. And I know one day that I will meet him. And I am so, every day when I pray, I have a solid conversation because I know that he's listening. And it might just be, randomly, throughout the day, you have those moments where you're just like, I can't do this, or whatever the case may be. And then I stop and I pray, and um and I pray, and I just have a conversation with God, and I know He's listening. And then after that, I feel this calm over my body, and I just feel peaceful. And I just one day want to be able to tell Him in person that, and I know I'm going to do this, that thank you for always listening to me when I needed you to be there for me. Right.
For me, her name is Lisa Bouvier. She is a pastor. She does motivational speaking, especially to women, and she shares a story and background of how she always used to feel like she's not good enough and she's unworthy of love because she didn't grow up in a loving home and abusive home, and she speaks about how she always wanted to find love within a person or a man or a relationship, and she shares the message that we don't find our worth in humans or relationships or things, but God made us wonderfully and uniquely, and we are deemed worthy in His eyes because we are princesses and princes in
Oh,
children
yes.
of a king.
Amen.
So that's the message she shares for people, and especially in this time, people feel like there is no one looking after them or taking care of them, or they have these thoughts and things. We are just she just reminds us of that message that there is a God and we're not alone.
Oh, yes.
So I guess I'm ending off then. I want to say Oprah because she always gives stuff away, and she'll be like, "You get a cat, you get a cat." But realistically, like there's no one that I really want to meet. Honestly, I am living for heaven, and I can't wait to see Jesus and just to spend eternity with Him. There's no one else I would rather want to meet that's famous while I'm still on this earth. But I do just want to share that, you know, God is real. I've experienced many miracles in my life that have proven to me that He is real, that His love and His grace abounds with us, and that there's no one too sinful, there's no one too bad, there's no one too dirty or too shameful that Christ cannot change your life. And so I just want to leave with that message and say that there's nothing in this world that is worth giving up Christ for. Nothing and no one. And yeah, I'll encourage you that if you need to reach out to somebody, you can reach out to any of us. And there's so many people that are praying for you. You don't even know that there's somebody praying for you, but there's somebody praying for you right now that's praying for your soul to come to Christ. And so, yeah, I just want to end off with that and say that you are so loved. Each and every one of you ladies out there, you are beautiful, you are loved, you are treasured. And yeah, go positive and get.
That's so awesome. Like, yeah, you guys are like blowing me away with this, but I guess I just wanna end off maybe by saying like it's so like all of us, we have our friends and many of us aren't able to see them physically right now, so we keep in touch on WhatsApp or like video calling or however we are able to keep in touch. And some of our friends are far. Like my best friend actually just left the shores of South Africa like a week before lockdown, so she's in South Korea at the moment, and she left to go and teach English. And what's so strange is that both of us got so busy. I mean, all of us do with our friends, like, and in our careers, we get so busy and things go crazy and you don't see, your people that often. And it's so weird, like almost every second or third day, me and her, we've been video calling each other. And we didn't even like speak every second or third day on WhatsApp because we were just so busy with work and had our own stuff going on. And I mean, this for me was just a reminder once again of this opportunity that we have as not just women, but as Christian women to pray and to be thankful and to spend more time with God. And so I want to encourage you again, Nicole. Like, I follow you on Instagram and on WhatsApp, and the messages you share are inspirational. Like, I just maybe scroll quickly through that status and I just see, even if it's just like 2 words that I see going past me, and that like picks me up for that moment, and I can carry on with
Thank
whatever
you.
I'm busy with. Like Jody as well, we haven't seen each other in years, we haven't really spoken, but I mean, just to see the journey that God has led you on is inspirational and positive in itself. Same with Shauna as well. I mean, you shared an amazing testimony with us that if we are willing to stand up for what we believe, God will come
Yes.
through and He'll make a way, and He'll even, just as Ephesians says, like, bless us beyond our expectations, beyond what we thought. Like, He will provide for us. And so thank you so much for your time this evening, and I hope whatever girl is going to stumble on this video, whatever woman is going to need some encouragement, she'll find it here through God's
Thank you.
grace.
We got you, girl.
Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Yeah. Thank
So,
you so much, Natasha.
No, it's a
Thank you
pleasure.
Yeah, it's gonna be so like such a. I trust it's gonna be a positive response to this, and
Yes.
may God bless your ministry.
Thank you so
Amen.
much.
Hey.
So, guys, keep well. Have a lovely evening further.
Thank you.
I just
You
quickly want to
too.
say to everyone out there, keep checking like on our page, on my page, for our videos. There will be a panel discussion coming up soon, and I'll be having some special guests as well. People that I want to involve that has written books on women empowerment and strength and courage. So keep a watch out, and we'll see each other
Definitely.
and speak to each other furthermore.
Like and
Awesome.
subscribe.
Keep well, guys.
Thank you. You too.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Natasha.